evening.
Good evening. That always makes me think of a vampire.
Um,
Like we say it again. We go, good evening.
Good evening.
you know, I want to suck your blood.
I
Yeah,
was just gonna say that. I want to suck your blood.
exactly. I don't know where that's from. It's some either a commercial. Oh no, it's the Count Chocula commercial for the silly cereal. There you go.
It is Count
It
Chocula, isn't it?
is. It is.
You
That
know, I
goofy
never
one.
had that cereal until college, and I was like, "Where's this been all my life? It's
I
delicious."
I never had it until I was an adult also, because like when I was a kid, we got cornflakes and Rice Krispies. That was it.
Same
And
Cheerios.
and we didn't even get them name brand. We got them in the big plastic bags off market. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Puffs in the plastic bag, Rice
same
Krispies.
conveyor belt. Just goes down a
Yep,
different
yep,
line of
yep, yep.
packaging.
exactly. I was so relieved as an adult when I found out that it actually is the same product. They just sell it to them to sell under their own names, at a
Yeah.
discount. It's actually the same. Yeah, so no shame there. No shame there. Yeah, well, hey, everybody coming in. Hello.
Hi everyone. How's your day? How's your weekend, everyone?
Oh, what is it? Oh, Godless Granny called it, like she put it out on Twitter today. She said, "Happy Zombie Jesus Chocolate Day." I thought that was a good way to say it. It's Zombie Jesus Chocolate Day. Did you get some chocolate, Juju?
I did not. I didn't get any candy.
I luckily still have some candy left over from my candy delivery from New Zealand, and I have a chocolate bar. It's dark salted caramel, and it's made with New Zealand milk and all and caramel. And it's like the salt is actually in the caramel. It's to die for. It's like
It sounds amazing.
it is really freaking good. It is really freaking good.
I don't have anything delicious like that in my house right now. I'm still working on clearing the cupboards. I'm like,
hmm
eat what you have. You can get nothing delicious until you use up all this food here.
oh, hold on. I gotta shame Ricker a little bit. Ricker, if you couldn't talk in the chat, it's because you're not subbed. Because I think I had. Oh no, no, not this one. But for Monday, I have it on subscriber only occasionally. Like, okay, mods, just give you a heads up. If you can't talk in the chat, it might be because you forgot to subscribe to my damn channel. No,
Okay, but don't you think if you're not subscribed that you shouldn't be able to mod you?
exactly. But I don't
And
know.
YouTube, hello. I'm gonna complain about YouTube for a second. We'll get to that.
YouTube's crazy, and I'm only teasing Record. I know that you're subscribed. I'm only teasing mods. I'm not. It's
But
not serious.
YouTube regularly unsubscribes you,
I
even if
know
you're a mod.
that has happened. I had a mod come to me about a year or so ago and said, "I'm not getting any of your notifications, this and that." And so I like pulled it. I said, "Well, are you subbed?" And they went, "Oh," and they looked, "Oh God!" I said, "You've been my mod for a year, and you're not even subbed to my channel." They
I'm
said,
sure they were subbed, and
and
YouTube was like,
here's the thing,
not today.
and it wasn't like a bad thing because I'm not very like my problems with the numbers and YouTube and like making money are all my own fault because I tell everybody I'm not concerned about the money, I don't care about the numbers. Like I tell everybody this all the time, so they're like, it's no big deal. But we thought it was the funniest shit. Like my own mods aren't subbed to my channel. Like no, like that's fucked up. They said, "Well, I talk to you every day. Like I know what's going on." I'm like, "Yeah, but you know."
Well, YouTube unsubscribed me from the same channel like 7 times.
I know.
And I'm like, clearly I want to be subscribed to this.
Wrecker, he's playing up on it. He's like, hold on 1 second. And he's like, Claire will never know. I know, boo. I know. Believe me. Anybody who thinks that Claire doesn't know like all is like kidding themselves. Believe me. Because even when you think I don't know, I know. That's right, Liam. The bear knows. The bear knows.
All right, here's my beef with YouTube.
yeah.
So, speaking of notifications,
Mm-hmm.
it won't send you notifications for channels you're subscribed to and watch every stream of.
Mm-hmm.
But like so I'm not really a big fan of shorts, but I like fell down a little rabbit hole the other day and I found this like couple that I thought was funny, so I went and like watched, I don't know, 20 of their shorts. all in a row. And now YouTube's like, hey, 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 here's another short of theirs. Hey, I
Hey, yeah.
subscribe to these people. I watched like 20 of them one time, and YouTube will send me 10 freaking notifications a day
Mm-hmm.
about these shorts. And I am livid. I'm like, stop it. Why don't you, if I didn't ring the little bell, don't send me a notification, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. They're crazy. Like now they're saying, "Oh, would you like to see stuff that you're normally not interested in?" And I'm like, "If I'm not interested in it, why would I want to see it? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'll go find it myself. Thank you."
It's like
They,
the whole dumb, if you click on the wrong video, you ever make that mistake where
uh
you
huh,
think you're like
and
choosing one and you choose the one next to it, and then YouTube's like, oh, so
and then
you love.
it fills your home page like constantly, and after every video, yeah,
Yep, I think we've all heard my bunny story. I watched a cute little video about a bunny,
and
and
then
then YouTube's like, so you love rabbits? And freaking gave me every rabbit video on YouTube, and I
yeah.
was like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Think about that for a second. Think about all the YouTube, the research I do on YouTube and all of the different cases that I have to follow and all of the stuff I have to research. Can you imagine what my homepage looks like?
Dude,
I,
my
I,
homepage is it's out of control. It's the videos I watch every day. They don't show those to me. Like I have to go look for them. They'll show me yours now, but I try and leave a comment on almost all of your
mhm.
streams.
Yeah.
Well, do
Thank
you
you
love
for that.
rabbits?
Thank you for that because that actually helps with the algorithm. I noticed that videos that get comments and all on it actually stay in the algorithm longer.
Well, and I'm telling you, if you aren't getting notifications for a channel you like, go leave a comment. And sometimes I leave you dumb comments, right? Like kind of pointless. But just go leave a comment at least 5 words on a few of those people's videos, and then you'll start getting the notifications for them.
Yeah.
Slash, they'll put them to the front of your algorithm. So when that person is streaming and you pull up YouTube, it'll
Hmm.
be there.
Yeah. That's cool. Carolyn wants to know, do you love rabbits though? Do you actually love them? Like she has a thing for all furry little creatures. She's yeah.
I do love rabbits.
Hi, Darth. Yup, it's us. Yup, it's us. Mhm. YouTube moderators eat an entire satchel of Richards. I get it. I like the way you said that. That's perfect because they can't do anything about it, Darth. And yes, I'd like to tell YouTube that all the time. I've got this problem. Can I just do you mind if I vent just one about this one problem I'm having with YouTube right now that I think other creators and people like will understand? I use music on my intros.
Hmm.
And anyone familiar with my channel will know that I overemphasize who created it, where the music's coming from, and that I have an effing license for it or that it's free YouTube. I put the artist there, I put the title of the track, I put who created the intro. I do everything on every single damn video. Well, there's a publishing company out there who says that one of the pieces that I'm using for true crime, the piece that I'm using for true crime, which has a license, a free license to use, comes with you. Like Mocking and I already researched the whole thing over again. They're saying it sounds similar to their piece of music, and so they keep trying to share revenue on everything. And I keep appealing it, okay, and I keep winning the disputes. They run out of time. They never answer because they have no rights to this music. They're just claiming on it, hoping I will ignore it and they can share revenue. And isn't it funny? They only do it on the ones that hit over 3, 4, 500. Like they don't try to claim it on the 40 ones and the 50 ones. They wait till it hits 1,000 or 500 or 200. And then they go back a month and try to say that it's theirs. And I'm like, nope, no, it's not. Nope, it's
Shouldn't
not.
you get in trouble for that?
Okay, 14 times I have done this. I've got 7 of them out right now, waiting for them to expire. They just released a couple of them the other day. Like the time ran out, so they said that they're not sharing it anymore. So they put all the revenue for the videos in what they call escrow, and they hold it over there until the dispute is settled. And what happens is, because this company knows they really don't have the copyright, because I posted, I go, here's the license, I've got permission to use it, this is the song that I'm using, this is a false claim, show me where you own this, show me where you own it. And they never do. They never come back. And then YouTube doesn't get involved. They just wait until the 30 days expires and then they release it.
See, that's what I don't understand about YouTube. Like, why don't they, if someone, let's say I flag your account every freaking day because I don't like you, shouldn't I get in trouble for that if I'm like false flagging you?
I have had problems with false flagging. I had YouTube notified me that there was a bunch of false flags on and stuff. And then, I also know that some of those accounts, even though they weren't YouTube channels at the time, got suspended for a few days or weeks.
Good.
Yeah. But you have to report it. Like when they notified me, I'm like, well, go ahead and check it out because that's a false claim. And, I would like, and that's what I'm doing with this publishing company too. There's actually a petition out there that Marking sent to me about this particular company because they keep doing it. And every time that I do the dispute, I say to YouTube, how can we resolve this? These are false claims. Again, they're hitting something that doesn't belong to them. There's got to be a better way. They're using your platform to commit fraud, and you should have a way to deal with it. Yeah,
they should be able to mark your account and be like, if these people come back and try and do this again.
Or how about at least the piece of music that they keep trying to claim is theirs that's not?
Yes.
Like at least on that, like if it's about that they should stop. Well,
and I would think YouTube would want to mark that in their system so they didn't have to continually deal with it, because that's more
but that's just it. They're not dealing with it. They send one email to you that you're now on revenue sharing because somebody put a claim on your video, and that's all they have to do with it. After that, you dispute it, and then the clock just runs out. YouTube never gets involved. Never.
Dude, let's figure out a business we don't have to get involved with.
Yeah, they're just like the clearinghouse for these people to commit fraud. Like, that's it. Yep. Exactly, Darth. Darth says it's abuse of the automatic claim system. And they're doing exactly what you said they're doing. Exactly. They're just hitting it because they figure that I won't pay attention. I'm not going to it's going to be too much trouble. It is annoying AF, but apparently they've never messed with the bear before. They can annoy me all they want. They're not getting a penny they don't deserve. Period. And I like my intro. And I don't want to change the music on it. Until they show me that they actually have the copyright, I'm not changing the music. I'll just keep making them waste their time too. I'll just send you that little dispute. I have it all copied now. I just do copy and paste now.
I had a dispute with a company one time. I got real mad at them, and I would email them every day. And every time I learned like someone new who worked at the company, because they would not respond to me, wouldn't help me. So I would add the new email in, and I'd be like, good morning, everyone. And I would write these like ridiculous emails. Like, I mean, eventually I just started really having fun with it. And I was like, I know these people are annoyed, but I bet they secretly want my emails in the morning because I'd be like, let's talk about what's going on with me. You won't help me. And I would put anybody from the company I could find in there. But that company did eventually go out of business. And I was like, that makes sense. You're a garbage company.
No. Hey, April. Hey, Gatio. Shill, you don't see Darth in the chat? I see Darth. You don't see Darth?
Darth, are you on Twitter? He's on Twitter. That's why it has.
Is that why? Is that why? Because he's not in the YouTube chat? I didn't know you could chat to me from Twitter, Darth. Thanks for teaching me something. I learned something today.
And see, if you look at the chat on our screen, see it's got a little X on there?
It does. Look, you're both teaching me. Oh, and by the way, Darth gets full credit for why I even streamed to Twitter, because he did it and I saw that he did it and I went, it's that easy. Cool. Boom. Push the button.
Yep.
I could do a pile of really amazing shit. Okay, thanks.
Hey,
Good
you know
to
what?
know.
I was behind a car today and I did not get this picture for you, Darth, but I thought
Mhm,
of you because their
mhm.
license plate said one Darth. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Carolyn says, "Hello, I'm here. What's this show about?" It's about nothing, but it could be something because we didn't call it the Nothing Show. It's called now the New Sunday Show. While I get ready to stream live trials that are going to exhaust me next week.
yes.
So that's what this is show. This is my reprise. This is my Juju is building me up for the week ahead. Juju always makes me feel really good.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks. That's quite a compliment.
And so this is my way of like getting, I call it Sunday vibes. you know that's what I hashtagged it on Twitter. Sunday vibes, Sunday fun day, Sunday vibes, just chilling. I always had that in my life previously. On Sundays it was always about music and cooking and chilling and eating and just relaxing, making no plans. The biggest plan I make for Sunday is to talk with you for 2 hours and everybody out there. Just a little bit, just chilling. Like, no, I don't want to plan a stream and have a topic. Me, if there's a topic, then I spend hours of research. I can't like just do.
That's why we call it the Nothing Show. We do
Y'all.
nothing for it. We just
Hi,
show up.
hi, Robski. Good to
Hi,
see you.
Robski.
It is. And oh, you're here too now, Wrecker. Okay, y'all subbed it. Oh, wait, Wrecker's on Twitter now too. Wait, are you in both Twitter and YouTube? Because the only views that get counted for the channel are from YouTube. Although the views on Twitter have been pretty good there, Juju. People are watching at least.
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy. I mean, I don't go on Twitter, so I don't know.
yeah. Well, I was hoping if I went on Twitter, it would encourage other subscribers to join the channel. To come and see me on YouTube. But
Well,
we'll
Darth
see.
streams to Rumble, YouTube,
Mhm.
and Twitter all at the same time.
Do
I might be.
you see what the cornball is doing in the
I
chat?
do.
Do you see the little YouTube icon and then the Twitter icon and then the YouTube? Okay,
Yep.
I get it. Okay, thank you. You're being very informative and you're communicating great. Thanks. And you're making me laugh. Okay. Oh, it is almost time for sleepy time. It's late in the UK. Let's see. It's
I don't know.
12.
That one?
It's after midnight. It's 12:30, right? Guys, it's like 5 hours. Yeah. Because it's like after midnight in the UK and it's like lunchtime in New Zealand. That's how I keep it straight.
And it's dinner time here.
You know what? I'm on Rumble, Darth, and for a while there, YouTube was going, like my YouTube stuff was going directly to Rumble, but they stopped that association, and now I have to upload everything manually.
I saw YouTube did that.
And so I haven't done that in like 2 months, and I don't know. What do you think? That's a good question, Darth. You know Rumble better than I do. What's the climate on over there? What do you think they would like better?
I like Rumble, and I think
You think
Darth
they'd like the true
you get
crime?
pretty good views in Rumble, Darth, don't you?
I'm just wondering, would they like the true crime better than the long conversations? I don't know. Everything I see on Rumble is all like long conversations. Although my true crime stuff was getting hit over there a lot, like after it was uploaded. But
Put both up there.
I don't know how anything works over there. I don't know how to set up monetization or subscribers or any of that.
I think you're automatically monetized.
Well, then I've got quite a few views and no money coming in, so I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like Rumble.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like, you are monetized. You've earned $0.
Okay, I'm going to set up the stream to Rumble automatically. But Rumble isn't like a selection automatically, so I have to like copy my RSS feed number in, and I always get confused about all that stuff.
And then Rumble shows up green back here, like where YouTube is red and then the X. I think Rumble's green, isn't it? We're just talking to Darth now. We're like, Darth, tell us everything.
Rapids is saying, clear the Rumble. Where's my goddamn money? No, I'm not really worried about the money. I really don't care. As long as like, I have money to give out the gift certificates and stuff like that, which, by the way, I owe a gift certificate out for the show that Mrs. Cassandra and I are going to do.
Did you guys
Um,
come up with a name? Oh, you should save it for her.
I'm going to wait until she joins us, but we pretty well took a combination of two different people and we kind of changed the spelling. Like everybody had great selections, and you still have time because she's not with me today. I was going to announce today. But if you want to go to the community tab and put in any other suggestions, go right ahead. But we kind of like narrowed it down. We just both have this one thing in our head that we couldn't get rid of. Yes, there is more Hitchhiker's Guide coming out, Robski. I'm sorry. We are a little bit behind. Like we're doing 1 or 2 a week. Um Based on editing and some stuff. I mean, to be honest, I've had a few people that were going to read that ghosted. It won't be too much longer before Rumble is fully integrated to stream. I hope so. That would make it easier for me because I'm not as tech savvy. I mean, I could figure it out. I just is it's just a pain in the butt.
That's how I'm like, I could figure it out, but I don't want to. Like,
Exactly. It's like right now I'm just, I don't want to whine, but I will. Hey, Wrecker, I'm taking a tiny violin back for a little bit. I'm gonna whine. Or I've just been doing so much research and trying to get caught up that I just don't have the time. Like I don't want to spend all my time on YouTube stuff. It's a hobby. It's not supposed to be a pain in the ass. It's supposed to make me feel better, not worse. you know?
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, he says they already made it 5 times easier than it was 3 months ago. Yeah, thanks for all the violins there, Wrecker. Yeah. Thank you. You can almost click and go, but it is a few more clicks. Okay, I'll check it out. Oh, one more Wrecker? Okay.
Just for you.
Hey Jasper, how are you? It's nice to see everybody. What are you guys in the chat? Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Besides, like, Juju and I, up here just chewing the fat, which will eventually be about my overuse of small, useless appliances or food or
Listen,
what is it they said? It'll be food, it'll be relationships, it'll be.
I shame
Well,
people for having too much stuff, but
yep.
I shamed myself because you made me feel guilty saying that I shamed you.
Yeah, I haven't quit completely fishing, Gatio. I still fish a little bit. But I couldn't do the
Minimum.
requirements, the weekly minimums. I couldn't be counted on it because the true crime was heating up and I've got a live trial and that's like going to be like 8 hours a day. And actually, I'm not doing the jury selection. That's silly, right, Juju? That's silly to do. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
dull. We don't need to see that.
Yeah, and I'm going to put up a post later tonight where if you guys want to watch jury selection process, East Idaho News is probably the best one. They're in Idaho. They do the live streams too, and they give good information. It's actually journalists and not YouTubers. So not even 4. Nope, Gatio, I'm not in any of them anymore. Although I'm still in the Discord. I'm on a break. I told the leads I'm on a break.
We're on a break.
That fishing, for anybody who doesn't understand what we're talking about, there's a fishing game that several people from different Discords and we were all like doing a little bit, but I just fish casually now instead of like this goal setting that we were all in. Yeah.
I just fish casually now. This is
Mm-hmm.
a casual fisher.
And just like, hey, that's what fishing's all about. It's supposed to be chill and relaxing, like, yep. And it was getting crazy. Oh, I remember. I know the name of yours, Darth. Your clan. Yes, yes, yeah. Listen, I have to be in the chilling clan. That's the one I need to be in. Like don't expect anything of me because right now I cannot do. I would just disappoint, and I hate to disappoint people.
The second I joined the Chillin' Clan, I've never fished since.
Well, that's okay because there you don't have to fish.
Exactly.
It's not
No
required.
minimums.
Fishing is not a requirement because there's no minimum at all. Like at all. Yep.
Yeah, Claire and I are over in the bass boat chilling, having a drink.
Fishner said he's proud of me for remembering without him to do the banner. I did not remember on my own. True confession. Liam posted about the banner 40 minutes before the stream, and as soon as I came in here, I saw it.
40 minutes before the stream.
Well, 20 or 40. It was something up there. I don't know the exact time. That could be an exaggeration. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Liam will clear it up. But anyway, it was well before the stream. And
Liam's cheating at bingo. That's what's occurring.
hey, Mrs. Cassandra. Good to see you. Hey, Jen. Good to grope you too.
I have a topic of conversation for something I've noticed recently.
What?
Have you guys seen the cars that have like no pearlescence in their paint? So it's like no, like the paint.
The flat ones, the new flat ones, they're not even shiny, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have like a gloss over the paint, so they'll be shiny that way, but the paint itself is like a matte paint. How do you feel about that? How do you guys feel about it?
That's how you used to be able to tell if somebody like repaired damage, that the little bit of a difference in the paint like that. But I don't know.
It's like matte paint, but with like a poly overlay.
Like
shine,
like a wax, like a waxy shine over it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say I don't know. When it comes to car colors and stuff like that, I'm kind of neutral. As long like I don't like blue cars, but I have had
the
like
blue is my
gray.
least favorite color of these like flat matte finished ones because first of all they're too close to periwinkle, so get out of here.
It's giving her that periwinkle vibe. Don't give her that periwinkle
and
vibe.
Like the orange, the green, it's very, I don't like it. With the gray or like the putty colored ones, it's acceptable. It makes the cars look like toys to me.
This is you know what, it does like Matchbox, right? Yeah, it does, like that kind of flat color. I get what you mean.
Well, and then I think, you're driving this car and you want us to, I don't know, notice you have an expensive car, but it looks like garbage because you chose that paint. So that's my take on it.
Man, to be like they kind of like they have disposable income to buy a really, really fancy car and not really care what it looks like.
But I think they do care. And I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe because like cars have been, I don't know, pearlescent for so long. So now it's shifting. But
yeah, I don't know. Like I have my the van that I have now that I traded in, my gorgeous all black on black on black Grand Cherokee Laredo Grand, the Grand Cherokee, like the with the leather seat, heated, the whole thing. I was loved this damn vehicle. Had the sunroof, 4-wheel drive. It was beautiful. It was way too big for me too. It was unnecessary to have a vehicle, a gas guzzler like this. But I loved it. We traded it in for the van to make it easier for me to get around. And that is like this, like it's like a brown gray. They call it taupe, and it's very metallic. Like yeah. I don't know. I don't like the color. To me, it reminds me of yeah, that. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I mean, but when somehow this got on my radar because I don't care about cars and or what color.
Well, for you to notice the paint color, it had to be different. It had to be like totally different.
Yeah, and then once I noticed it, now I'm like, they're everywhere. You know what I mean? Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Oh, I remember that one in the parking lot, Ricker. Like you showed it to me, and it was a gorgeous car, and it was a silly gray, putty looking color. It looked horrible.
That's what
You
I'm
know.
talking about. I'm
Listen,
like, see your
if
car
you
now.
if you get a really really fancy car, please get a really really like splashy color. Like that thing should be neon yellow, bright green. It should be
Oh
red. It should be
no.
black. It should be black. Well, if it's like if you're gonna be cool, make it black or red. You know, but
The
like
green, I hate the neon green cars. Hate's a strong word. I dislike them. Every time I drive
listen,
by one, I'm like,
listen.
ugh,
I
I don't
had
like
a
that.
neighbor who towards his midlife crisis, like right before he hit 40, he went out and he got himself one of those old Corvettes, the one with the really long nose in the front,
Yes.
and he got it in white, right? And so I would just go like how to sale to everybody. I'm measuring it and having a midlife crisis without telling everybody I'm measuring it and having a midlife crisis. Like I every time I went out my door, I laughed when I saw that vehicle, especially when I saw the way he dressed to go driving in it.
Did you laugh at the way he got in and out of the car? Because
I
Corvettes
did.
are not comfortable to sit
I
in.
did because he was like towards his midlife crisis and he's just trying to feel young again. And he's like, no, he could not get in and out of this thing. And worse than that, when he sat in the seat, and oh my God, if he hears this, I'm going to get hate mail. And I don't care because it's true. His belly hit the steering wheel. And he was one of those people. He was built like with the little legs, so if he put on a little weight, like he looked like Humpty. He looked like
Like an
Humpty
egg on
Dumpty.
toothpicks.
He looked like the egg on the wall. Like he looked like Humpty Dumpty. And I was just, dude. I see. So wise ass that I am. I start putting coupons for hair implants in his fucking mailbox because he would be like, "Don't be looking at me like that, Claire. You know you're just jealous. You just want some of this." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." Nope. Sorry. Yeah, I'm mean. I can't help it. He was making me laugh. I don't think he should actually expect people not to laugh if he goes and does shit like that. Like, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I would laugh.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We used to call it the phallic mobile because it really did. They the old ones with the long nose, they looked really ridiculous. They did.
Yeah. I mean, cars are not my jam
Oh,
anyway.
I do love cars. Like I hit a Grand Am Turbo. They,
I still drive a Grand Am.
I think the Grand Am has so much throat to it. The larger one with the turbo, I loved that thing. I loved it.
Yeah.
But
No,
I've
I
also
love my car.
I also have had old Mustangs, like the old style Mustang, not this new thing that they have out there now, but the old shape. Love that. Mm.
My friend drove a Mustang and we went to a funeral that was a few hours away. So I was in a skirt. And I had to sit in the back seat the whole way home and I was like, I hate this car. I was so
There's really not a back seat in the old Mustangs, just so everybody
And
knows.
I'm a
Like,
relatively
yeah.
tall woman. I was like, this is not for me.
So
And he was like, do you want to
basically,
stop and get something to eat? I'm like, take me to my house immediately.
the best way to describe the back seat of one of the older Mustangs, and we're talking like the 60s, Mustangs, like was that it's like riding the hump between two seats, only you're sitting in the
Yes.
back because your head is squished up to the top because it's just not right. There's no room. There's just no room whatsoever. Yeah.
You're freaking, oh, it was awful.
Yeah, sorry. How do we were talking about car? How about the old Jaguars? Weren't the older ones though like really freaking phenomenal looking? Like the really old ones.
I
Was a
mean,
nice.
I like the looks of older cars better than the looks of cars now. They're
Mm-hmm.
starting to get boxier again, which I do like.
Yeah.
But
Exactly, rabbits. Like the 60s Mustang did not have like a back seat. That's what I'm saying. Like she
yeah,
was.
and they crammed my ass in that.
I don't know how they got you in there. Yeah, I don't know how they got you in
I
there.
was so hot. It was so far away. I'm like, why did we let the guy with the Mustang drive?
Exactly, Robsky. You know where it's at. That E-type Jaguar. Whoa, it was gorgeous. Like I don't know. But like I don't need a fast car or anything like that, but I can appreciate the good looks of a good car, or the sound of a throaty engine. You know, the same thing with motorcycles and stuff like that. There's good ones, there's bad ones, you know.
What? I hate loud vehicles. And I think I should be able to shoot a tranquilizer dart at whoever drives by my house.
You know what? In the middle of the night, and I hear it a lot, like especially because like you have to go past my home on a major county road to get downtown to the center of the county. And there's a lot of bar activity on there in the summer and the weekends and stuff like that. And people speed up and just like go crazy coming and going from town. In like even the trucks with the air brakes and everything. Like it's obnoxious, you know. But you always get that like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody raving up the engine and speeding around like they like they got
Yes.
no
And then I'm
sense.
like, if you are disturbing me inside my home, no thank you to you. I will
You know,
tranquilize dart you.
you know when the nice weather comes, what is the most disturbing thing that happens to me inside my own home?
I do not.
It is in my neighborhood the amount of freaking lawn service people that show up starting at like 7 a.m. in the morning and they don't
Oh,
stop until 6 o'clock at night. And it's like they can't even coordinate. Okay. This every freaking day, all day. Like if the windows are open, that's all you hear is weed whackers and lawnmowers and buzzing. And I'm just like,
yes. That will
oh.
drive me from my home. I cannot stand it.
Mhm.
I hate those noises.
I'm not looking for, and this is, I close everything up and keep the air on, mostly because of the noise.
And then there, my friend just said this to me a few weeks ago. She goes, they're always jackhammering in your neighborhood, but nothing is occurring. And I'm like, I know.
Who's
I don't even,
jackhammering then? I would worry about that. That could be somebody in their basement making a burial site for the bodies.
could be. I would believe that.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like they did redo, it took them like 2 years. They did redo our sewer system.
Okay.
Could be a sculptor. Okay.
I like Darth's comment. Like he's having a go with us, and rightly so. Yeah, imagine competitive companies not coordinating their businesses with other companies. The nerve of these people. Exactly, but you know, I'm of an age. I'm going to bitch about it. Yes, they're disturbing me.
Okay, but
Yeah.
when I was growing up, you had to wait until like 9 a.m. to start mowing. And now you do not have to.
We do, and these DM we do. We have what they call quiet enjoyment laws here in my town. That means any loud noises after 10 o'clock, you can report people, and like they go and shut them down, whatever like that. Anything like that. But actually, the lawn landscaping people, the whole town, everybody, the taxpayers, petition to get a rider so that they weren't subject to the noise laws
What?
because
I'm
they got it.
surprised your neighborhood isn't like, okay, everybody has to use the
No,
same
the
company then.
landscaping. This is what the landscaping companies did. They petitioned the neighbors. They said they would get a discount if they allowed them to come earlier in the day, but they couldn't because of the regulations. So then, because they could get a discount on their lawn service, they all went down there and petitioned to get this change so that lawn service could happen at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Do you want me to tell you what I did? Is I got everybody on my street. I'm like, guys, let's all use this same company to mow our lawns. So they come through and like, first of all, we can go longer between mows because all our grass is the same
Mhm.
level. So
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, all right, everybody, good call, right?
Mhm.
And they blow through. The company we use takes, I mean, 5 minutes a yard, if that,
Mhm.
because they just like all come off, and they will drive all the way down the street and back on,
Mhm.
like because they can get all our front yards in one felt swoop. I love it.
Ugh, I'm gonna have to come by you. It's quieter.
Well, be sensitive and irritated by noise, and I'm your gal.
Mm. Yeah. Don't you just sometimes you just need quiet? Like I know that sounds ridiculous. Somebody like me saying that, like especially people that are around me a lot, because I'm one of
No,
the
I'm a
noisiest.
quiet person. I love quiet.
I am so noisy. Like I'm talking all the time. Like if you even listening to me while I'm like reading or researching stuff, I'm like humming and singing to me. I'm like a noisy. If I'm awake, I'm just noisy. Like I'm always making noise. I heard I even make noise when I'm sleeping. Like I make little bug
Mhm.
noises and shit like that. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I need quiet though. Like I just need only the things that interest me to bug me and not something like the lawnmower. Like
Well,
that.
but that's a grating noise. Or like there's a dog that barks in my neighborhood. I have located that dog, by the way, and it barks for hours. Like it woke me up the other day, barking at 6 a.m. Bark, bark, bark. And the people just leave it out there. And that will send me out of my mind. Darth, I only have my backyard done every other time because no
Yeah.
one walks back to the far backyard.
I don't pay the big landscaping companies, but I do support local college students or high school students. Like when they say, "Hey, I want to make a couple of bucks doing lawns in the neighborhood," and this kid like grew up down the street from me, so I used to pay him to do it. Like, because
I used to
he
pay
would
a guy
come.
like that, but then he was a big chit chatter and he'd always talk to like me or my neighbor.
No, this kid likes my dog better than me. He grew up with my puppy, but he's really really sad because the puppy he grew up with has passed on. And like, it's funny when a college kid comes up to me and says, "I feel so old because your dog died." I'm like,
Aw.
you feel old, dude. Like, oh my god. Like I'm just like, okay.
But he
But
remembers your dog from when he was little.
are you kidding? Riley was the favorite dog in the neighborhood. Even people that own dogs liked my dog better than their own dogs, I think. Seriously, the way they gushed. My dog got Christmas presents and birthday presents from
Do you
people in the
know my
neighborhood.
cat was like that? Like people used to come up to our because he hung out on the. I have a couch in front of my front
Mhm,
window, and he would hang out there, and the windows are always open.
mhm.
And like everyone in the neighborhood would come up on our front sidewalk and like talk to the cat. He loved it. And I'm like, what is going on out there? Like what people
Mm.
are visiting the cat. And everyone knew when he passed away because they're like, where's the cat? He's not in the window. I'm like, well,
I-
yeah.
Have you wait? What is this? Have you shot it yet, Juju, or are you slowly poisoning it?
I don't blame the dog, Darth. I blame the owner.
You
And
blame the
actually,
owner. That's right.
I did get into a tiff with that owner because there's like an alley behind my house. So I was back there. I was back
Mhm.
walking the alley. And this dog walks up to me, right? So it doesn't have a collar on. It's clearly an older dog. And I'm like, what? Where did you come from? Where do you live? How do I figure out where you live? So I'm walking along trying to figure out what to do with this dog. And this guy comes around the corner and starts yelling at me. He goes, "Hey, that's my dog." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know that. It walked up to me. It's out wandering in the alley." And he goes, "It never walks that far from home." I'm like, "Well, I don't think it's safer to be out here wandering around." So, but
Exactly.
that's not the barker. His other dog is the barker. And I was like, "Now I know." And the other dog was tied up. So, whatever.
You know, but I kind of agree with you about it being bad owners and not really a bad dog because, like, you teach them manners. Kind of like kids. Like when kids are misbehaving in public, someplace, like it's not exactly all their fault. But
Well, the dog's out there barking to go back inside. So let it
and they're just
inside.
ignoring it, and they're like, "Well, the dog is annoying," and like the whole neighborhood's like, "Yes, we know how annoying the dog is. Let it back in the house. It's your dog. Let it annoy you, not us." Like seriously, right? Like, yeah,
There's another guy who lives across the street from me, like across the alley, and he gets furious about the dogs barking too. And
yeah.
one night he would like win off on somebody down the street, and he came back, and I was outside, and I'm like, "Hey, were you the one yelling at them about the dogs?" Now I'm yelling across the street at this man. And he's like, "Yeah, these effing dogs are so loud, whatever." And him and I screaming back and forth, and I've like, we've become the dogs now.
Yeah, yeah, because now we're yelling at the whole neighborhood. But I think we talked about this once before. That we had it in our neighborhood where everybody knew the dog's name and everybody was yelling the dog's name back. Like, like everybody like, "Shut up, Buster." or whatever the dog's name was, and like, yeah, we hear you, Buster, this, that, the other thing. But-
Actually, Rabbits, you're kind of right. He said, bring that dog some throat mints or something. Poor doggo barking at the clouds all the time. It does break your heart because you can like
yeah.
hear the dogs. Because there's a different bark when they bark like someone walks by. You can tell that. But
It's
when
like
they just like the continually barking or like intermixed with whining, I'm like,
oh, you
oh,
you know, like that dog is saying, like, yo, people, did you forget about me? Hey, yo, lazy asses, let me in. Like, what did I do? And then he starts with the whining. What? Like, I really have to stay out here all night because you like can't even remember I'm here? Like, what's this? Like, what
I
did I
always want
do?
to go steal the
Yeah.
dog. And I'm like,
Yeah.
then I'll get in trouble. But
Uh,
I
I
mean,
mean,
why don't have a pet if you do not want to take care of your pet? That's all I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, but damn. This I just yeah, I know that little sad bark though. I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Luckily,
and
the
then
other dogs in the neighborhood moved, and boy, did this neighborhood celebrate. We were like, thank God they're gone. Their owners were really nice people, but man, they let that dog out there barking.
Rocket Couch says dogs sitting there watching their owners bark back and forth and thinking, "Good God, is that what we sound like?" Exactly, exactly. Insert that "let me in" gif. Exactly. God damn it, like stop it. And you kind of you kind of feel bad. Yeah, I do.
I turn on the owners. That's who I am. Like, I officially dislike you.
And there's really nothing you can do because if you say anything to the owners, they just get pissy about it. If you say anything to any of the officials, well, that's going to hurt the dog's life because any place they take the dog is going to be worse.
Well, I
Probably.
told you guys, I think maybe I don't know. I've said this a lot, but I was driving down my street one day and all the neighbors are in somebody's front yard and they stop me and they go, "Hey, we're going to start calling the cops on all these barking dogs. Are you in?"
Mm,
And I was like,
yeah.
"Well, maybe have we talked to the owners first?" Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never want to get anybody else involved until you try to settle it with the people around. You're gonna have to live in this neighborhood and with your neighbors. Like
yeah.
why make it a contentious relationship? It's not that like wait, I hear you, Doris. No snitching, but I mean snitch if they refuse to be reasonable. Yes, like we did have to report somebody's pool in my neighborhood because they had a partially drained pool and it had a lining and the lining sunk down in the bottom and it was all ripped up and there was water in the bottom of the pool and it was in really bad shape. And my dog got out, and while I was trying to get my dog fell in that pool and couldn't get out.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah. And then when they actually, I couldn't get the dog out of the pool. So I had to call the non-emergency number for the police and they sent somebody to help me and they got the dog out of the pool. But they were so upset by the way this person's backyard looked because like the fence was falling down. There were rusty nails all over the place. It was a female officer and she actually knelt and she got nails like embedded like towards her knees. And she said like this, I'm going to have to get a tetanus shot. Like it was summertime. So she had shorts on and it was like not good. And so she wanted to put a complaint in, but she said she couldn't do it without me. Like I had to, and I didn't want to without talking to the owners first to give them a shot. And I said, well, let me just tell them what happened, and I did, and they didn't do anything about it. So she came back to me a week later and asked me to sign the report that my dog was in the pool and couldn't get out. And I said, okay, because she couldn't report what she saw unless she reported while she was there. Does that make any sense? Like,
Yes.
yeah. So she needed me, but I didn't want to do it. But when we went to talk to the owners about it, they were like, well, then keep your dog out of the yard. I said, she go, we have a fence. It's all fenced in. I said, your doorway to your fence fell in. And your fence in my yard is halfway open. It fell into my yard. And this is how the dog got into your yard because you don't have a fence, which means your pool in the damaged shape that it is and it's dangerous is not fenced. And that's what they're worried about. Like, you got to fix your fence. And they were like, they just had the basically the opinion of don't tell me what to do. I will fix what I want to fix, not on your time frame, on my time frame. One of those ain't no government officials going to tell me what to do in my own home. And
They
then
will if you have a pool.
Yeah, they got a $10,000 fine.
Holy jeez.
Not from my report, people. No, because it took like this is a story from quite a few years ago, at least 5. It took at least 2 years, and they didn't show up for the hearings. They didn't show up for anything, and the judge finally said they were in contempt of court. So they not only got the building inspectors went over there and wrote up tickets for every damn thing that was wrong on the outside of the house that they had to fix, and they kept refusing to fix, refusing to fix, refusing to fix. So then it just led up to about, I think the last figure was almost $10,000. It was like 9 something. Because they posted, plus they posted in the fucking paper at the end to humiliate you.
What? Really?
In the public notices, yes, the township can do that.
That's terrible.
No,
They're
no,
like,
it's
"Hey,
not.
everyone."
No, it's not. Everybody in my neighborhood was glad about it because, like, they're like,
You're like, shame these jerks.
no, like, yeah, just like they had stuff hanging off the roof, like the gutters were hanging off the roof. It was bad. It wasn't just like I don't like what you did with your garden or the color that you painted your house. It wasn't anything like that. We're talking about really unsafe conditions, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, so they paid the fine and they just fixed a bunch of stuff, and now they just rent it out to people.
Well,
Shame, shame, shame. I didn't do it, Raker. Like this is just their process. Like apparently the township had a problem with it. Stop it. Okay. I'm not like that. Like I didn't want to do it. But they said they were having an ongoing problem with this property. Apparently there were complaints before the dog fell in the pool. Plus, like, should my dog drown because these people don't want to keep a fence up? Like seriously?
no, empty pools are super dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? And I know it's the dog's fault for going in there and being nosy. I get that. I do. But if you make it that unsafe, and then when we try to talk to you about it, you just like double down, like, the hell with all of
Yeah,
you.
but depending what the pool's made out of too, if it's empty, it can collapse in on itself. So if someone's down there,
It was an in-ground pool with slopes, but there was so much algae and stuff on the sides of the pools that when the officer went to help the dog out, they were just sliding. Like, you know what I mean? Like they couldn't get a grip on anything to get out.
well, yeah, because you're not supposed to be walking up the incline in a pool. But I mean like the sides of pools because it's like a concrete board that it can collapse in on itself.
Oh, you're not shaming me, Mecker? That's good because Mrs. Cassandra was trying to take care of you. She was going to kick your butt. But since you weren't shaming me and you were shaming the person who was being a shithead, is that shithead? Does that mean shithead? I don't know what that means. But yeah, they were. And they obviously just had some issues with the township to begin with. Like they were making the problem themselves. I really didn't want to get involved. But it does bring property values down. Like if you're a homeowner, you don't like to see that one house in the neighborhood that's just falling apart or never does their lawn or, anything like that. Especially if you're going to try to sell your house. Can you imagine if you were next to that house trying to sell your house? Who wants to live next to that house?
Yeah, that's true.
So like, they're not being considerate. Like I really don't like the idea that they get told what to do. Like, but the fact that you have to have safe, like things to be a little safe and decent is one thing, and really they didn't care whether they fixed the pool or not. What was more important is that to have a pool, it needs to be protected from children and animals. You need to have a fence in our town, a 6-foot fence around it.
Yeah.
With a gate that children can't open.
You do too. And the fence has to be in, because the inside of fences should go on the inside of the yard because otherwise it's like a ladder into your yard.
Mm-hmm.
So same. And you're supposed to be able to lock your yard if you have a fence around a pool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same here. I think most places have that. It makes common sense because children falling in pools became very popular in people's backyards. And, it takes it's too quick for a child to have an accident, a small child,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, to spin this to a more positive subject. Lately
Yeah, but Rocky Couch, it does come with a free swimming pool when no one's looking, but it was full of slime. Like it's empty. Like there was just dirty black water on the bottom and slime up all the sides. Like you wouldn't want to swim in that pool. Like and plus mosquitoes. Do you have mosquito problem in your state?
Yes. They
We
spray the neighborhoods for them.
they spray here too, and we actually have to go through our yards and all and look for like bottle caps and everything because mosquitoes can breed in just a little bit of water. So that pool over there with that water in it was like just making the mosquito population in the neighborhood like crazy. Because it was like a breeding center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mosquitoes love it. Stagnant water,
Yeah.
they're in.
Right. Mrs. Cassandra says, "Sorry, Claire, I couldn't. He's the only one I can't control in the chat." And a record's like, no one's been able to keep me under control. Don't worry about it. It's like, listen, Mr. Humble, like, watch it. Don't worry about it. Like, Mrs. Cassandra, do you want me to take his superpowers away so you can knock him one? Like, because he seems to be getting a little big-headed there. Like, I don't know. I don't like uneven playing grounds. It doesn't seem fair. You're no saint. Nobody believes that. Don't make me put up a poll. Nobody. Do you believe this? Do you think he's an angel?
Maybe he's calling everyone else angels.
Although he wasn't calling me one. I don't know. I don't really think he was, but it could be. It could be. Yeah.
We're all angels here.
I can't even say that with a straight face. Like I can't even let you get away with that. We are not. We're totally not. Totally not. I can't. Nope. It's like all the slime would need to be green for some reason. Well, usually slime is green, isn't it? Like it's algae slime, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's in your pool.
Fishner says, in your pool, yeah, because it's wet, right? Yeah. I get turned in every year for my outdoor ponds due to mosquito habitat. Life expectations for a mosquito in any of them is 3 seconds. I guess, with the ponds, yeah. Because your fish eat the larvae, right? So they lay the eggs and everything. But actually, a pond, if you have actually fish in it it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, and it's stagnant water they like.
Mm-hmm.
So if your pond has filtration or is moving.
Or if it's moving, then no, yeah. Because what has it the most? Like when we keep water in a water barrel to, do the plants and stuff like that, I would have to get mosquito dunks and put it in it so that that they didn't actually produce in there.
Yeah, or gutters.
Because it wasn't covered. You know what I mean? Like the gutter, it actually came from the gutters right down into the rain barrel. And then I had hoses cooked up to the rain barrel, and I have an irrigation system around my house that like drip hoses.
Mm-hmm.
That for the roses, the raspberries, the blueberry. This is when I used to garden. This is not in the last 3 years, because it would be absolutely false. It would be misrepresentation if I acted like I'd recently been out there and did this. Nope. We're talking like past things. Like, but the system is still there like that. It's still watering itself, so to speak. But just so that you could use up the rainwater and everything like that. I used to hate having to water a garden. It's such a waste. Like,
I agree.
Mm-hmm. A handful of guppies are amazing for eating mosquito larvae and bugs and stuff. I agree. I always wanted a backyard pond.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad I didn't have one now. Like I wanted it because I like to hear frogs sing, and I like the sound of running water, and stuff like that. But like I also don't want all the maintenance and all for it. Plus, I have big trees in the back, and once we put the tire swing up for the boys, like I just even though the tree was having problems and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, I know it's going to have to come down eventually. I just can't get there to take the boys' tire swing down, you know?
I
I just,
do know.
I just can't do it, you know? Well, yeah. And it's
Which
the
way
kind.
does their tire hang? Is it flat or is it?
No, no, it flat. It's like it looks like a donut, and you can stand on it, and it has like three chains coming up to the middle, so like they can stand on it and swing like Tarzan or the little ones, and it's just off the ground high enough that little like 2-year-old, 3-year-olds. It's like an all age tire swing because like even the little ones can sit on it like a seat, but
Yeah.
the boys stand on it and try to get it up into the tree like Tarzan.
Yep.
And it was right next to the hammock that they used to get into and try to do like a pirate ship overturning and try to flip each other over in it. They would get all the kids in it, right? And then they would start swinging the hammock until they got it to flip, and all the kids would end up on the ground. They're yeah. This is how the kids play with this stuff. Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
I support it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? They turned this big old like LL Bean hammock into it's between two trees. It's not on a stand or anything. It's the kind of hammock you have to actually affix to some like
Yes.
the big canvas kind. So like there were like I'm not kidding, like there would be 8 kids on this thing, and then the older one would just like swing them back and forth until like it flipped over and they all fell. And they wouldn't cry. They would laugh and laugh and laugh. They would cry the first time it happened. Like if somebody new was there and it happened, they would cry because they didn't know what was going on. But they would climb back in it knowing what was going to happen and do it again.
See, I was the youngest kid in our neighborhood and I was a girl. So I was always like the test dummy for all those stuff, that kind of thing. And every once in a while, they would all get in trouble for making me like, because we grew up in like a real hilly neighborhood, a lot of trees, and we built a lot of ramps and stuff in the woods.
Yeah.
And there were a few times where they got caught sending me down some like precarious situations.
Oh, hey, Brody. Hey, Grace. I'm sorry you've been here and we didn't say hi. I just seen you saying hi to everybody now, but sorry if we didn't see you coming in before. Rodin said that my medical deductible just went up. It's actually my homeowner's insurance is going to
Exactly.
get canceled because
You have an email at the end of the stream.
this is you no longer have homeowners insurance due to like the way you let children play in your yard. But this was years ago, people, when we used to have summer parties and stuff. Like, I think everything's changed since COVID. We haven't even had one, and that was quite a few years ago. Now, when you think about it, you look back, it was a couple of years ago now already.
You know what? I was thinking about that yesterday or the day before. What is it?
Yeah, yeah. What's the biggest thing that changed in your life since then?
I don't know. Nothing really. I'm kind of living the same. I would say for a while there, like I didn't hang out with my friends as often.
I think that's with me too. I don't go out as often. There's no casual gathering. I don't just pick up and meet somebody for lunch or something like that. None of that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
because like I have a very large family and we used to do like holidays and things like that. But once COVID, everybody just started doing everything separate. Fortunately, everybody just get comfortable not planning ahead like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a bigger deal than it used to be all of a sudden. It's hard to put my finger on exactly why. Well, I mean, some people express that it's just a fear to be around large crowds of people anymore, or just that, or it's just the timing, trying to get back into the swing of things because work was non-existing, and then they got so behind and stuff, and now work is picking up, and that's all they're doing,
Yeah.
playing catch up, And some of them, it's just they're very honest, and they say, "I realized I really didn't miss it, so I don't need it," So just changing things.
Well, I'm glad it's done.
Really, Rodin says the oh wow, insurance companies are flying drones over houses looking for violate. You know, they do. They do take a picture of however you appear your house appears on Google, you know. And they did that to me, and it was a really old picture. It was before we painted and did all the redo. And I made them come back and actually physically look at it because I was like, nope, that ain't what it looks like now. Yeah, that's what it looked like when we bought it, but you better come back and look because it ain't what it looks like now. Yeah.
I'm like, now I want to go look at my house on Google.
Rabbits is like, wait, I've stopped pondering about injecting bleach and or shining sunlight where it shouldn't. We did a whole article on mayhem, Mrs. Cassandra and I, on actually people that do that, expose their anuses to the sun to bleach their buttholes.
Are they doing it to bleed? Because I've seen where they're like, it's good for you. Like,
They actually, the article was there's two main reasons. Aesthetically, because they think it lightens the area so it's more aesthetically pleasing. And two, because they actually thought it was good for them. Like the vitamin D and the sun exposure was good for some kind of hormone release. And I'm like, you really have to
yeah,
show
but
your
you
butt
have
to
a
get it?
whole bunch of other skin to
Like, I don't.
utilize that resource.
And they had pictures of people with their legs up in the air, like just like, like just giving their butts to the sun. Yep.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It feels good.
Uh, oh yeah, and Rabbit said I meant inside. Yes. Well, oh, okay. And shining. Okay. Yeah. But this was a true article that we read. Like we were cracking up about it. We did it was part of one of our. I think it was the Mayhem stream, Mrs. Cassandra. I'm pretty sure she was there because if we're talking about something like that, Mrs. Cassandra's usually there. I don't know. I don't know.
Did any of you try it after the stream?
As an introvert, Grace says, as an introvert, I feel much more accepted now. I'm glad, Grace, because I've actually become much more of an introvert. Like, I know it doesn't, that sounds ridiculous based on how I am out here. But when it comes to real life, as often as I go out and stuff like that, I am much more closed in. I don't go out anywhere near as much as I used to at all. Like, I would say maybe a quarter, if that.
Do you miss it?
No. I have found that I have to admit I've been an A-type personality my whole life. I work too hard. I sacrifice shit I shouldn't have sacrificed. I spent time on stuff really I shouldn't have as much as I did. And I was like, go, go, go. Always had to be doing stuff. Sleep just didn't exist. Now I wish I could sleep. Like I wish I could freaking sleep. But I am enjoying being a woman, a master of my own time. I do what I want. I have no set schedule. If I want to stay up all night, I stay up all night. If I want to sleep all day, I sleep all day. The only schedule that gets put on me is me. Like I say when I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna do. And that's for the first time in my whole life because
Yes, I do
I
that as well, and I do love that.
I have been a daughter, a sister, a caretaker, a wife, a mother, a student, a homeowner, a business owner, an employee, consulting, like a responsible individual, always taking care of everybody else. And you know what? The last 2 years, I've been really kind of happy to just focus on what exactly I want to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a day, a week, a year on. Like,
People have a hard time adjusting to that.
I did too. I felt guilty for the longest time, but I don't anymore. I've seriously, what did we call that the other, like a couple of months ago, Juju? You and I were talking. I've engaged my I don't give a fuck, and it's stuck in drive.
Yeah.
People, no more is it going back to neutral. You're just gonna have to get used to it. My I don't give a fuck is actually stuck in drive, and it's gonna stay there. Because
Good.
if you don't give a F about me and my schedule or how I feel about something, don't be expecting me to give a shit about how it affects you. Period. You know.
Well, and I don't think people care because they like miss you or whatever, you know? I mean,
Hmm.
wait, I don't know. I'm like about to go off on people. But it's selfish. People are selfish.
We all are to some degree. We're
Yeah, for
human.
sure. I
And
definitely am.
and humans are like, I'm not trying to be insulting to everybody, but we all have to take a good look in the mirror and realize we do need to put ourselves first. Otherwise, you cannot take care of everybody else. And that's something I
Yes.
had to learn. But some people do take it a little far and take care of themselves above all else and to the detriment of others. That's where I draw the line. Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just not, you know, I'm just not willing to give 100 and 100. Like, I'm a giver too much. Like, I often give more than 100%, and I get back 25. And eventually, it gets to be very uncomfortable. You know.
Yes, I do
So
know.
yeah. So, and yet I've got to, you'd think by my age that I would know that everybody's not like me. Like, it's kind of silly to think that people are going to look at things the way that you do.
I
You
know,
know.
but I still do that. Like sometimes I have to step back and I go, "You're thinking that they're thinking about this the way you do,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not."
Hey there, Mocking. The sun. I'll bet you remember that episode, don't you, Mocking? 'Cause I think when we were talking about the buttholes, like they were bleaching their buttholes for some health reasons, and we were cracking up. Me and Miss Cassandra were going like out of our minds about that.
What if I come back in a month and I'm like, "Guys, I started bleaching my butthole and I feel amazing."
And I'm gonna say, of course you did, Juju. Of everyone in my circle, that I could put a poll up right now with 20 names on it with your name and say, who do you think would be out there worshiping the sun with their ass on a regular basis for health benefits? And it would come up JuJu Bee. Absolutely, it would. Because like you would be like, it feels good. I can even hear you in your I can't let's see if I can imitate you. Well, Claire, it feels good. I mean, think about it. It warms you. It's good on your body. You're out in the air. You're free and naked. Like, you would go on and on. And you were like, I'm not ashamed of my butthole. Are you ashamed of your butthole? Maybe if you exposed your butthole to the sun more, you could.
You know what's sad is I do think you nailed what I would say.
It's like, what do you guys in the chat think? You think that was a pretty good representation of how that conversation with Juju and I would go? Because I can see it now of everyone I know. And I know people that walk around naked regularly, and like we were just gaming with Record. He refused to put pants on. He was out on the screen with the no, his character. I don't mean him personally. People, don't get yourself in upright. His character was a warrior and he wasn't wearing pants. I don't know. And we were just cracking up about it. Like, and I can't even picture him like or his character out there shining his butt to the sun.
Well, I
Like
can tell
that.
you the other day I was on my patio and it's beautiful weather here and I was reading a book and I had like a long sleeve shirt on and I'm like, oh, it's kind of warm in the sun. So I took my long sleeve shirt off. And then I was like, why do I have this bra on? So I was like randomly taking off pieces of clothing and I'm like, stop getting naked. Like, rein it in back here. You're fine. Either go inside and put on reasonable clothes or stop it. But,
Oh, Rocket Couch, is there a working link in the bingo room in the Discord that you can copy and post, or Liam or one of the mods?
Liam got it.
Okay, good. Thank you, guys.
Maybe
Maybe we
Couch,
need
you should add sun on your butthole to that.
yeah, vitamin D to the a-hole. Vitamin D injections to the a-hole. Okay.
And
no,
then
to the star. Let's just call it a starfish, to the chocolate starfish. Like,
let's guess how long it takes me to do it, just because I'm curious.
I'm glad.
I'm like, is there something to this?
I'm glad you admit that you would be the one to try it. Like, because you're open. You're a little more open. I would be laughing too hard.
It's rough. I mean, skinny dipping is the best. Well, also because I have every once in a while I'll be like, you need to get out on the moon.
I'm swimming naked at dusk, dawn, or at night is absolutely wonderful. Love it.
Yes.
It's free, but as a very fair redhead, that is never happening if the sun is in the sky. Nope. It's not, because I can't even swim in just a bathing suit when the sun is in the sky. I get burnt to a crisp. Like I had to wear stuff on
No,
my
and one of
shoulders
my
and
favorite
stuff.
things is to see how white the white parts of my body are compared to the parts that see the sun. I'm like, what's
Hmm.
the difference? I love a tan line. I know you're not supposed to, but I love it.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I got something that I
Mar.
got I have something that no, Rabbit just sent to me. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up so that you can see what it is. Because uh, as long as the stream cooperates, that is, hopefully. Okay, this, let me read where he says this is from. This was from the documentary The End of Man that Tucker Carlson pushed and approved. Trump too. And what is this? What is this?
I'm concerned
Where?
about that, and I would back away from that man.
I mean, what is this? What is going on there? What am I? Yeah, I don't even want to talk about what I'm looking at there. What the hell? What the hell? Like, why is it glowing? What's going on? Juju, what am I looking
I
at?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Rabbits? This is weird. I can't believe, yeah, that whole subject there. Trump is really, really pushing it with a lot of this stuff. I don't, I think he's actually making fun of them. He doesn't believe the stuff that he's saying about religion, and it's UV testicular exposure. Yes, it is definitely. And if it glows like it, just do me a favor, Juju. If your butt starts to glow the way that guy's thing was from the UV rays, you'll stop, right? Like that's enough, right? You won't go any further.
Absolutely. Would I be aware it's glowing? I mean, I
Yeah,
would say it'd have to
yeah,
get pretty.
you would have to get a butt. Like you'd have to have somebody around that you could say, "Do you think I've got too much sun?" Like while you're out there, like and if it
Is my
starts
ass
glowing,
glowing too
it's
much?
is my ass glowing like a radioactive bomb over here? No,
Right.
then
Do
you've
you
had too
need
much.
sunglasses when you look at my intimate areas? Or am I still good to go?
Jeez, I don't even. Oh no! Oh, this is not going the way I thought. This is not. This is not going tonight
Everyone
anyway.
around me starts buying welder's masks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
I've gone too far.
Mrs. Cassandra and mocking her in the chat right now, going, "Are you sure this isn't like a mini mayhem episode? Like, what the hell are you people talking about? Like,
We're
this
talking
is
about
serious."
sun in your
Mhm.
butthole. And Rocket, where does skinny dipping rate on a scale from Oreos to 10? I'm going to go 10. I love to skinny dip.
Mm.
10 out of 10. Will do again.
Does this tan make my ass look big? Hey, Triumph. Spanky. I know. Did you just look it up? There's a whole cult of people who actually do this. They sun their star kissed so to make it more appealing and for health benefits. I don't know what the health benefits are. I do
Of
think there
just
are
going
health
in.
benefits to being in the sun, in the air. I get that, right, Juju? But
Yeah.
like,
But I
yeah.
mean, you can also take those in through already. Your arms and face.
Ma- Maki says we're seeing how off the rails it goes before we comment it. Yeah, because I know like you're not going to say anything in the chat, but I'm going to get a DM that was like, "What the hell was that?" No, it's okay. I get plenty of those DMs like after Sunday all the time. Like, what the
Really?
hell? Yeah, but they're good. They're like, I don't know what it was I just watched, but I liked it. Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. This is just this is just this
I
is
don't know
just
what
how
that was, but I liked it.
that's exactly what it's kind of that's the gist of it. They're
Not
like,
one person has ever said that to me. So
really? Do you get DMs about the show? Like, I don't know. Because we don't talk about the show, do we? That's the beauty. The show is basically just the way Juju and I talk to each other. Like, this is it. This is just how we talk to each
the
other.
only thing, one time somebody said, What do you guys talk about when you're in voice chat? And I said, all the stuff you wish we talked about on the stream.
Like, what don't we talk about on the stream? You know?
Anything that we don't talk about, anything important. Although I would say sunshine on my butthole, that could be important.
I would say that's a very important topic of conversation. We could be doing something good for humanity here. Like,
I'll report back in a few months and tell you guys about it.
Oh my God, if you really do it. Okay. You know, half of my DMs are going to be pics or it never happened. You know that, Juju. You know what you just did to me? Oh my God, they're going to be like...
Well, then it didn't happen because no one's getting pics.
Yup, it's a UV sun lamp for testicular UV exposure. Yup. And it glowed, rabbits. That thing was, like, let me just show them again. It glows. It's a UV sun lamp for your... I guess you could put it near your butt. Maybe you should get one, Juju. It'd make it easier.
Yeah, but if a man was standing in front of you glowing like that, I'd be like, sir.
Listen, Juju, I got news for you. If your butthole starts glowing like that, ain't nobody gonna go near you either. Like, I'm sorry. You might be radioactive. I mean,
it's like the ultimate form of birth control.
It's like
I'm like, I can't get pregnant.
I can't, because I'm glowing like nuclear waste here.
The high vitamin diet I'm on.
No, it is definitely not the vitamin D I need in my life. Nope.
Unless I'm at a rave. Then everybody would be all over.
Oh, yeah. They would be like, that would be cool. They would be like, you'd be the hit of the party. Pick looks like a night after being with Taylor. Oh, of course, mocking. Hi.
Do you think jeans would cover that glow? People would see through that.
Based on what the gentleman looks like with the testicular glowing, I doubt it. Like, if it's going to be that bright, I don't even think leather pants would hide that.
No, I think you'd be like, what's happening there? Also, I'm staring too much at your genitals.
It's like you have a new problem now. Everywhere you go, people are looking at what is in those pants. What's going on? Like, which is the opposite of what I would normally get. And I think we've talked about this before, what you would normally get. Like, we're like, look at our eyes, please. Like, when you're talking to me, stop it. And then you would have a totally different problem. But people would also be pulling their children and animals to the other side of the street when you walked around.
We'd be like, how I miss the days where they just stared at our chest. I'm like,
are you you know what? Have we ever said that yet? I'm thinking, have I said that yet?
No.
No, I haven't. But I have noticed it doesn't happen as much. Like, it's nice. Like, people actually talk to you. Like,
yes. Mm-hmm. It depends. What color is my hair? That does impact it.
Well, since you can see my hair from like a block or two away, I don't really have that problem. Like, people, like, I have more problems. Here's the problem, Juju. This really unsettles me. People I went to kindergarten with still remember me, and I have no idea who the fuck these people are.
Same.
I'm like,
I ran into some dude at a bar, and he was like, "Oh my," I'm like really excited, and I'm like, "I have no idea who you are."
Juju, I was like 30 years old, and I was doing a consultation for a small business, and a customer came in, walked up to the counter, looked at me, and went, "Claire, blah blah blah. Hi, I'm so-and-so. We were in kindergarten together. You look exactly the same." I'm like, I'm 30 years old. Like, what? Like, what?
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
I was just like, huh? And she's like, yeah, don't you remember me? And I'm like, no. I'm sorry. Like, kindergarten? Yeah, like that.
No, are you friends with anybody from elementary school?
No, because like I only went to school for a few years. You know, I was tutored a lot, almost all of my
true.
Under education before I went to college, and I didn't go back to college till I was 30, in my 30, like 30. So right before I was 30, actually. And so Like I got tutored a lot. I went for my last year of high school a little bit in the beginning, but I don't remember a lot.
You know what? I don't know, because my friends were always like, "You need to join Facebook and all that," and I'm like, "But I already talked
No.
to all of you,
But if
so
you
who
join
cares?"
Facebook, more people say that they know you than they really know you. Like there's more people that say that they know me, and I know they don't know. Right? Yeah, it's a conversation starter about kindergarten, I guess, but like I just thought it was weird. And she told me her name, and then I didn't really remember her name, but my mom had pictures. You know how you get the class picture every year in
You don't
lower
have yearbooks?
for kindergarten? No.
Yeah, I have my kindergarten yearbook.
I have a kindergarten class picture, and it has the teacher on it, and on the back my mom wrote all of the students' names who were in the picture.
Wow, your mom is tidy and organized.
Well, that was only for kindergarten, because when it came to first grade, all I have is the class picture. Thankfully, the teacher put the last name, like people's last names were there, you know. But
I
you
can
don't know what
still
order they're in.
sing my elementary school's theme song or whatever it's called.
What? You had a theme song in elementary school?
Yep. We were the Rockets. Like, I can't sing the theme song because it does give away the school.
Oh, jeez. You're
But
right,
yeah,
Rick. You're right. It's the weirdest compliment, Ricker. It's like I'm glad that they remember me, but it's like, is it the red hair? Is it like because I'm like short, or like what is it? Did they like I don't know.
well, do you ever
I
see
mean,
someone?
face it, Juju. You know damn well at 30 I didn't look like I did as a 5-year-old.
No,
Although I
no,
will
but you know
admit, I
something.
probably still had the long hair, the long, like wavy hair, the same color. It's been the same color the whole time. And contrary to what
You've
some
never colored
trolls,
your hair, have you?
not once. Except, oh wait, nope, that's a lie. I put a clear cellophane on it. That's without color. It's like the base that they do coloring with. It seals the shaft to make it shiny. I put a clear one on, like when I was working, just to keep it like moisturized and shiny. But I have never colored it, and it is not gray, not at all. If some
Man.
of you have actually seen it, so you can say that it is not gray, because I know there's trolls out there trying to say like it's all white haired and this that. It's not true. Mhm.
See, I am so gray, I cannot color my hair dark anymore because I.
My sister has darker hair than me, and she's younger than I am, and she's always had gray. Like it
Yeah,
came in
I started
fast.
graying in my
Yeah.
like
My
teens/20s.
Yeah, she did too. Her late 20s. She got this big gray stripes, and now even when she colors her hair, certain sections of it go like white right away. Like,
Yeah, well, mine actually looks good when I color it. I have to color it blonde now because it's easier. You don't have to update it every 2 days.
well, that'll go really well while you're out there with your butt up in the air to the sun. Like,
I know, but it looks highlighted because all my gray hair. I'm like,
and you might get like more blonde streaks. It might be like double.
it does
Double
like
dip.
bleach out in the summer.
There you go. I do get little more highlights in the summer if I go in the sun, but I don't go in the sun a lot. Like I burn in the shade. Like I'm one of those redheads.
I mean, I burn too, pretty much instantly, but I still get out there in that sun and just roast myself. I love it.
Hmm.
I
I
can't
know.
stop.
I know. I'm wondering what your eclipse routine is going to be like.
Big plans.
I knew it. Do you want to share? You don't have to if you don't want to, but
Well, where I live, I think it's only like 95% effaced here. So we were 100% on the last eclipse, the one 6 or 7 years ago. And we had like a big
yeah.
party. It was a whole thing and it was a great
Mm-hmm.
day. So those of us who gathered for that eclipse were like, we're doing it again, right? But
Oh,
we have
cool.
decided to drive because it's like pretty close to us to
Mm-hmm.
get to 100%. So we're currently debating because I vote for picnic. Let's take a picnic with us. And then but we're going to be near this like pretty cool restaurant. So some people want to go to that restaurant. People always shoot down my picnic idea, by the way. And
What do you usually bring on your picnics? Maybe they're trying to tell you something. What do you bring?
no, I bring good stuff. A variety of items. It depends on who I'm going with.
Hmm.
But a lot of people like don't even wait for a menu. They're just like picnic, boo.
Yeah, because I think people are so used to having choice. It did and control. Do you know what I mean? In the I think that's it. Plus, I don't know. I don't know. If it's a
Well, and
really
people don't want to go outside and eat on the ground. I'm like, come on.
well, I think picnics are nice. It depends on who you're with, and I do enjoy like a casual like when we used to go to Marine Park to listen to jazz and stuff like that, or they had festivals. We always brought a blanket and a snack. You could bring your own wine or something to drink. Nothing big though, not like big meals or stuff like that. But
No, but I
I think
mean,
I actually think those are some of the most romantic gatherings. Actually, not to get
yeah,
all personal,
exactly.
but some of the most fondest conversations that I've had are over like really lousy coffee or food. Like I just like, getting to know people with food. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
That's why I call my future love nature guy because he'll be like, absolutely, I will go eat food in the woods with you. Like,
Hmm.
I
Like
mean,
I
there's
don't think
more to it than that, but
yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't know. I just I like good food. I like talking about food. I like eating food. I like cooking food for people. I don't like to cook for myself. I think everybody knows that by now by me. I refuse to cook for myself.
listen, I thought of you earlier today because I have learned of something near my house. These people run a restaurant out of their home.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you order them,
my
and then it
my
says, "We'll bring the food out to the curb." And you
my.
just drive up to a house in a neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and some lady walks out and is like, "Here's your food," and gives you food. How I don't understand how they're doing that.
Well, you know what? My friend who's the caterer, her whole business for the first few years was that she did it all from her home. And you ordered up, and she made all the salads and everything. She delivered them to the school. Like if you were teachers in the lunchroom, she delivered them to you there. She delivered it to you at work. Like you could order in the morning. And there's also a company, it's called Dad's Lunch Bag. They make everything. This teenage girl and her father started this business where you could order your brown bag lunch. It would be dropped at 6 a.m. on your front step so that your kids would have lunch to go on to school. And it was
What?
really good stuff. Oh yeah. It was called Dad's Brown Bag. And it was their idea because like it was such a thing for everybody to just make lunch before you go to school or whatever. And like it was a way that they could order ahead of time, and another thing that busy working moms didn't have to do.
I mean,
Yep. It was
like I get it,
ingenious.
but see, like I used to for a charity, we would make homemade pies and sell ice cream like at festivals and stuff.
Hmm.
And then we couldn't do it because we were making the pies in our home kitchen, so it wasn't like approved by the health department.
Yeah. Mark says, bloody hell, how big was her kitchen? It was a fairly decent sized kitchen, but she had a really good routine. And I have to tell you, she's a great success story because now she's got two stores, and she's got what they call storefronts in bigger like the natural food store in like like other places like say a Trader Joe's or what that sell her stuff because it's so good. And she has her own private catering company. She does big parties and stuff like that. She's a true success story. And she started in her kitchen, and she's kept it to just what she loves and what was successful. And I get to try out all of their recipes. It's kind of cool.
That's how
Yeah.
this house is, and it's just a house. It's actually kind of in a bad neighborhood. I mean,
Hmm.
not terrible, but you're like, should we be here? It feels like you're doing something wrong because you're like,
Hmm.
listen, these people are going to bring us out some lamb chops and some like
Hmm. Yeah.
wings and whatever. But
Hmm.
they have like 5 out of 5 star reviews. And it's like just a person like you or me walks out of the house wearing like leggings and a tank top, and they're like, here you
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
And
They,
then
they,
they like chat with their neighbor for a while. I'm like, what's
mhm.
happening? How is this legal?
Grace, you're right. It gets to a certain size, you have to use a commercial kitchen, and things are inspected. When she was just doing the salads and stuff like that, she was actually registered as a catering company, so she was able to deliver if they ordered ahead, like certain salads and stuff like that. and not the one-on-ones. Once she started doing the one-on-one stuff, she had to go to a commercial kitchen and stuff like that, which she could rent out to make stuff. She would make all of the soups and everything like in one day. She would rent out the commercial kitchen that has the inspection certificate and everything, and she would make all of the, the main stuff.
But these people are serving hot food.
Mm.
And then it says on they're like, this is a residence. And it
This,
says,
well,
stay
when I,
outside, pull up on the curb, and we'll bring the food to you. And I'm like,
that's funny because like in Upper J, in between Upper J and North J, in the Adirondacks, on this one winding road, and this is in New York, up near Whiteface Mountain. Okay, there is a little diner that's actually the front porch of somebody's house. It only has 3 seats. It literally, it's like, a diner. They have the diner special, like the meatloaf dinner or the ham or roast turkey. They
what?
make the
I should do
sandwiches.
that. I'll be
They
like,
make
you
the
guys want to eat on
hamburgers.
my front porch? This is what I'm
Yeah,
having for dinner.
right. And they had it. It's got a counter and 3 stools, right? And the person comes out, it takes your order, and then goes into the house and makes it and brings it out on their dishes. Like, it's like the weirdest thing. Yeah.
That's weird, but I love it.
Yeah, it's funny because you could sit there, right, and you could hear somebody watching TV in the house, like in the other part, because it's actually the front porch, like a screened-in front porch, like a regular, like screened-in front porch before the front
But
door.
that makes more sense to me than like.
Yeah. And then the whole time the front door's open that you're in there because they're coming back and forth, and you can actually hear what's going on in the house. So there's like kids playing and people watching TV and
Like a cat meowing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like whatever. Well, they didn't have a dog or anything. I don't remember seeing a cat, but they just made like burgers and stuff like that. It was decent, but it was diner style stuff. But meatloaf, just like in a diner, it seems like homemade. Like unless you get that orange gravy stuff. They don't even get me started on orange gravy.
Yeah.
Which is an epidemic in New Jersey. Sorry. It's like you can tell the bad diners from the good diners by just take a look at the gravy. Like,
If you pull out a packet to make gravy, no thank you. So that's what I say.
Although I have used Just Boy, the Just Bouillon. I told you about the jaw stuff, which is like really just cooked down stock down just like a demi-glace, like a concentrate.
Yeah.
It's just bouillon. Like I have used that before, but to help to boost the gravy. But
See, Liam, I thought about this because I'm like, it's weird pulling up to someone's house to like get food. How do I know if it's clean or not? And I'm like, well, I don't know if a freaking restaurant's clean, and I just assume the majority of them aren't. So.
And I guess they get inspected, and I guess reputation-wise too. Like if somebody saw a bug coming off their plate or a dirty plate or something like that, like they would definitely,
Well, they
word
don't.
of mouth.
You don't eat there. They're just like, we'll bring your. My friend's telling me about this, and I'm like, this place is crazy. So.
And they literally just bring it to your car. Like they don't. Yeah, that's it. So
yeah.
They could be, so technically, JuJu, they could be getting it from anywhere. They could have called the diner down the street.
Yeah, it's true. They could.
It could just be a mastermind plan on third-party marketing. That's brilliant. It's
like I just go buy a whole bunch of burgers from McDonald's and like they just upsell them. I'm like, guys, I made these.
Yeah, it's like I make a burger so damn good. It's just like McDonald's. And then you go to McDonald's, you get the burgers, you rewrap them in aluminum foil, and you sell them.
I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. It's like.
Listen to us. We're going to be a scandal. We're going to be all over Instagram and everything about the new scam like that we're promoting out here. Like, you guys know we're joking, right? I'm not telling anybody to go out there and do that.
Also, obviously, we would do it with burritos.
I guess. Like, who would do it with a McDonald's burger?
Right,
seriously.
Yeah, come on.
Like, I know an excellent taco place, JuJu. That's what we're going to do it with. Like, the tacos.
Yes. See? Now we're talking.
Yep.
Now we've got a plan.
Yeah, didn't somebody do that with Dunkin' Donuts? I think they tried, but I think they tried.
Yeah. I did see something about that. They even gave the people like a donuts with a little D sprinkles on top.
Right. And then they said, those are Dunkin' Donuts donuts. And they're like, because only Dunkin' Donuts uses the D sprinkles.
Wasn't it like a vegan place too, or gluten-free or
Yes,
something
they
like
tried
that?
to say they were vegan, gluten-free donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. Like, that was so, like, if you're going to be a scammer, could you at least be a little smart about it? Don't be a dumb scammer, please. Like, it's insulting. It's really insulting. It's bad enough you try to hoodwink everybody, but to think they're that stupid, they're not gonna
Well,
know.
I mean, don't buy the effing ones with come on.
Yeah. Well, that could be dangerous too. There's like peanut allergies and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Someone did that to Popeye's chicken too. Holy crap! Like, I love Popeye's spicy chicken. Yeah.
See, I don't really like fried
Yeah.
chicken. Last time I ate it, I was like, nope. No
These
difference.
are the stories that make me miss the what the F with Mrs. Cassandra and Record, because we would talk about like people scamming with the Dunkin' Donuts. You know that would have been up there that day. Like, you know. And then yeah.
I'm like, well, we've got a good taco place. Let's think of other things we can scam.
I would do tacos and limeade, like, because nobody really makes a good limeade.
I love limeade.
And what I don't know. Well, we could try
Kool-Aid,
the
but we like make it
Hey,
sparkling.
I suggest we do the Dunkin' Donuts thing. We just don't get the ones with those D sprinkles on them. Like, let's just be a little smart about it. Like, get the Boston creams and the glazed.
What if we
To
get
help.
in with a Dunkin' Donuts employee and we're like, here's some C. Oh, we could use B
See
for
it?
bear and B. We're like,
Yes. We'll
here's
just
some
put
B
B's.
sprinkles.
Yes.
Hook us up.
If you turn those D's into B's, there's some extra money in it for you. Yeah, let's do that. Like, yeah, it's like.
Have you ever walked into a restaurant, Mark Caesar brought up DoorDash, and you see all those mobile orders, and I'm like, I could just walk over there and take one of those bags and leave right now. Because they put them up like, they have like mobile order shelves, and I'm like, I could just be like, yes, I'm here to pick up for Mark Caesar.
Yes.
Take and leave.
That's it. That is the big. That's the issue. Like, you're
That's
sitting
how we
out
do
there.
it.
You're sitting out there in your car waiting for me to bring the food out to you, and DoorDash shows up, and all I do is like go out there and take it in, and I plate it, and then bring it out. Put it in a like.
What if the DoorDash order just said deliver to the car sitting on the curb?
That's even better. They don't even have to know it's us. You can say, DoorDash person, please bring me the receipt and the ticket to the door, but put the food in the car right there in front. Like,
You'll see the people.
Yeah, you'll see the people wait. Like, they come up and they go, oh, let me just do you mind just giving it to those people on your way back to your car right there? Thank you. Just like real sly. Take the ticket out, take all of the stuff out of the bag, and then just hand it back to him and say, oh, there's my phone's ringing. Would you do me a favor? Just give this bag to that person there in the car. I'll see you. Bye. Like, shut the door.
See what you do though. We gotta cut out those DoorDash fees. So we just hire our own delivery person. But really they're a pickup person. We're like, all right.
Yeah, so now you and I are taking turns going out and picking stuff up. Okay. All right. Because I don't want to get too many people involved in this. We're gonna get like no money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have to start the 10% savings fund for like bailing us out of jail when we get arrested for scamming.
No way, man. Somehow.
I'm sorry, I have to think ahead. I don't want to spend a night in jail. I'm putting 10% away for my bail.
Just let me do the talking. I got pulled over this week and I had none of the information the police officer asked for, and he goes, you know what? I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I can best that a little bit. I was doing 80 in a 50 and I didn't get a ticket.
Nice.
I didn't get a ticket that time because like this is a good story. This is a good story because it shows that because I actually celebrated getting away with it, karma exists. Because that cop pulled me over and said, you were doing 80 in a 50. I should nail your butt to the wall. He was screaming at me. And I was like, I was like late for work. So of course, I say, well, are you going to give me a ticket or what? Because I'm late. I got to go. I understand you're doing your job, but I got to go. I can't give you a ticket. The gun jammed. Because this is when like they used to point the gun at your tire to get your whatever. So it didn't register till after.
Really?
So he couldn't ticket me at the time. He could. So, but do you know he waited a couple of months and he caught me again, and it was the happiest fucking day of his life because he pulled me over and he goes,
Gotcha.
"You got someplace to be in a hurry? Too bad, because I am going to write this one letter at a time every 5 minutes."
I was gonna say, I bet he took his time.
He went back to the car and he sat there for 30 freaking minutes writing that ticket out. Like I just sat there. I was like, I deserved it. I deserved it because I was just being impatient. He was doing his job and I shouldn't have been speeding. But hey, it was like Ocean Avenue and everything. Like, it's not an excuse. You really shouldn't speed like that. Like now,
I
the
know.
speed limit
I got
on
a
that.
ticket one time. I was going double the speed limit, and I was pulling up to a
Mhm.
stoplight. The cop's
Well,
like,
he said I
double.
was doing 80, but I don't think I was doing 80. I really don't. But he said it was 80. But the ticket that I ended up getting was only 65. But still, that
In a
was
50?
no. At that point, they had raised it up to 60. In New Jersey, it kept going from 50 to 60 to 65, like, and then back down again. Like, anyway.
Do you know the cops near me got in trouble because they they used to park a cop car on like a overpass and
Mm-hmm.
then
Wait for people going too fast over
well,
the.
no, there was no cop in the car. They would just put a dummy in the car and then park it up there.
Why would they get? That's actually good police maneuvering. That makes people slow down. It makes people pay attention to how they're driving. What's wrong with that? Why would they get in trouble for that? I thought that that's smart. Like, why would they get in trouble for that?
Because it was
Because the only people that care that there was no policeman in the car are the people that were doing shit wrong and then straightened out what they were doing and didn't want to.
what
Think
are you
about
saying
it.
about me?
I'm saying. Do you see what I'm saying though? Like, why would
Yeah.
anybody
Well,
be
they do it
upset?
like someone got shot at the gas station by my house. So sometimes the police will like park a car there in the evening or across the street and no one's in it. But now they've done it enough times where like we know no one's in that cop car. So
I know that there's a cop car in the school parking lot down the street from me, and it's basically to catch speeders going into town because the speed limit drops from like 50 miles an hour to 25 in town, and it goes down like every section, like 5-10 miles. So people don't usually pay attention to it, and they're still doing like 50 miles right in front of the school, which is a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and they get tickets. Like, so it's like very productive for him to sit there at night while he's looking through his phone and stuff, because you can actually see it glowing, the cop car, because he's got his tablet going, like whatever.
he's
Like he's like
he's watching
glowing up.
West Wing.
Yeah, whatever he's doing. But he can do tickets, like, because it's slow. But they sit
We
there.
have an exit ramp though where they'll like put a stop sign up, take it down for a while so everyone gets used to just merging. Then they put the stop sign back up and just nail everyone for not making a full stop at the stop sign.
Yeah,
It's cruel.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, I can't believe it's been 2 hours already.
Yep.
Well, not exactly, because we did start a little bit late, but pretty much. Pretty much.
That's true. It goes
Pretty-
quickly.
I can't even, like, we talked about some crazy stuff tonight. Like, I don't know, but I could say that I'm actually ready for the week. I think. I mean, it was entertaining for me. I don't know if anybody else was entertained, but I was. I laughed a lot.
Well, I got to vent about a lot of things that annoy me, like noises
Isn't
in my neighborhood, cars painted colors I disagree with.
That's always a good thing, though. I think, it. I don't want to be a complainer or carry on or anything like that, but sometimes you just have to get stuff out and talk about the ridiculous stuff. And because dealing with stuff that's actually important so often, like and really getting immersed in stuff that really kind of gets under my skin, I need to just talk about shit that just doesn't really matter that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Like,
and the stuff that gets under my skin is mostly stuff that does not matter. So I'm
and
like,
and I want
why do I
and I
care
want
if
to
your car is an ugly periwinkle color? I don't.
exactly, like I want to complain about matte paint or the freaking lawn service in my neighborhood because it's not going to hurt anybody or mean anything. And you can think whatever you want about me, but I need to like just get all this little
Yeah.
piddly, you know. But and it feels you know, I'm not doing it all the time. Like I'm not that kind of person. I don't think I complain a lot. I don't know what my friends would
I
say about it.
might. I don't know.
I will tell you what. I am the kind of person, if something irks me, I'm like, rat-a-tat-tat-tat, it's out, rapid fire, boom, I'll burn you up, and then I'll hose you back down, towel dry you off, and ask you how your day was. You know what I mean?
I think that, yes. My family calls those flare ups. They're like,
Okay,
you have flare ups. And
that's
they're
me.
like, you wild out for like 60 seconds or 2 minutes. And then they're like, then you're fine and laughing.
Exactly. And I'm fine. I get over it really quick. But when I don't go over it and I feel like I'm talking about it over and over again is when I don't think you actually hear me or you're not responding or you're not like saying something, you're not appeasing the situation or helping me figure out. And then I go on and on and on relentlessly like a jackhammer until you're like in the ground, like done. Like and it's a bad trait, and I'm not very proud of that. Like I'm not saying that like it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
proud
a
of my
bad
temper.
thing.
I'm gonna
Be-
flip the F
because
out, and then I'm like, we're good, everyone.
because some types of personalities can't respond. Like just the fact that you're bringing something to their attention, they can't respond. They just they want to take time and think about it. They want to really look at it. They're not going to say shit. And then that just like I get the wrong impression and go on and on and on and on and on, even though they are taking it seriously. They're just not telling me about it. You know what I mean? Well,
Yes, because I'm
so
not a quick reactor usually. I'm a like, let me take this in, ponder it, unless I get riled up, and then I'll flip out on you.
I don't know. I haven't seen you flip out yet, so I don't know.
I don't do it very often.
No. I have flares, like you said. But I'm quick, like I'm just quick to get over stuff too. And I don't hold grudges. Like if you hold yourself accountable or you approach me in any way, I can get to understand just about anything. I think I can be very understanding. As much as people think I'm hot tempered and this and that, I am. If they actually talk to me about it, I'm very understanding. But on the other hand, I don't I don't let other people make me responsible for their own bullshit either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause I call
your don't give a fuck is in drive,
it's just fucking permanently in drive, like no more
and there's a
neutral.
brick on the accelerator.
I think that no, I wouldn't say a brick on the accelerator, not yet. I mean, I have pulled back a lot, you know, and I really don't apologize like that. I have found it to be
So maybe you're
necessary.
in neutral.
Mm. No, I'm not in neutral. It's in drive. It's totally in drive. Yeah, like for example, 6 months ago, I would have read every DM, even if it was insulting and rude to me and didn't even have a point, and then I would just like try to think of something productive to say back, and it would really bother me. Um, mm, the last month or so, I would say that at least 40% of my DMs get deleted after I read the first line.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, if they start out like with like who cares or you know, you're old or, you know,
You're old.
yeah.
People.
Mark, I don't think they do. It's 100 or 1,000 or one. Well, there's no neutral, I think. Actually, at least that's the reputation in knowing how quick my temper or my humor or anything. Like I could be so serious, you know, Juju talking about a really serious subject, and then 2 seconds later, I'm cracking up like it's the funniest
Same,
thing
I do
ever.
that. And
You
sometimes,
know,
like, I was
it's
going to make a joke today and I was like, ooh, they're not appropriate. And I
yeah,
did bite my tongue on it, but it was a hilarious joke.
yeah. So I used to worry a lot about other people's opinions, even when they were wrong or they didn't even know me and they were trying to make judgment and shit like that. And now I'm like, if you're gonna judge me before actually talking to me about something like that, then it's not worth my time. Like, you already made
See,
up your
I've
mind.
always done pretty good with that, being like, whatever. I just bopped my own beat.
Yeah. But on that, I did drop Mousie's link up there. You see my post there, people. That's for Mousie's next stream. I think she was having a Sunday dinner chat with the snails or some
Dinner with the snails.
dinner with the snails. She's going to be feeding them in the tank, which has been looking really good, Mousy. If you hear this, if you're still there. Oh no, my kiddo's got a Nopio iced cap from what? No. Okay, we can't talk about that.
I refuse to engage.
We are not talking about that. Like, I don't want to be a censor, but I'm at the point where I might actually make that a boycott word in the server.
I see, yes.
But to my boo and my moo are out in there harassing us about the Oreos. Like, what's that?
I know. Did you see me? I yelled at both of them.
I know. So did I. It doesn't help. They don't care.
No.
They want to torture us.
They're entertaining themselves. And I was like, I refuse to engage in your such discussions because they know we're right.
You know that Oreo with the knife through the eye? I think I might have to make that an emoji on the YouTube channel too. I think it's only fair since I did put the periwinkle poop in there. Did I put the Oreo with the stabby eye?
You just have emojis for things that make me irate.
No, the Nopio is support of you. The Nopio.
I know. I think most of the community supports my opinion about this.
Right. Well, it's an Oreo and it has a big butcher's knife through it. It kind of goes with the murder theme on my channel. All the murder minions are down below there, the Chucky and all of that. I think I'll put it in there. I think I don't know.
Nopios. See, Liam, genius word. Genius word. I mean, we picked it up. It fits so appropriately.
Mark says, I like hearing other people's opinions. I get a better feel for them and a better understanding of what they think. I do too. I love having conversations, but I'm not talking about those kind of DMs where people are just trying to share thoughts with me and stuff. Like, I'm talking about like the trolling kind. Let's put it this way, Mark. It wouldn't be anybody that has their real name on their account who sends me the DM. You know,
it's just people crabbing about stuff that doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah. Like, they want to bring up something from like 3 years ago. Remember when you said 3 years ago this on stream? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like in 3 years.
No, I do not. But
in 3 years, a person actually gathers a lot of information, and I could have changed my mind about that. Like, you want to talk about it?
That's what I never understand, because they're like against people learning and growing and becoming better. Like,
nope, they'd rather call you a liar or a hypocrite or something like that.
No.
Yes, you did, Rabbits. And I never delete your DMs, do I, Rabbits? Like, I think it's great. And I'm not talking about the people that hear from me regularly. I'm talking about troll accounts specifically. So people don't get yourself worried about anything. I'm not talking about you guys, like the ones that actually associate with me. I'm talking about the ones that just are doing it to annoy, aggravate, insult, or be rude. Like, they really don't want discourse. There's a difference. You can tell in the DM when they want to talk about something or they're just piling on you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a negative note. Let's turn this back around to positive.
Yeah. I was just looking at Grace's comment. That person, I never hear from that person, Grace, ever. Nope. I mean, yep, that one. Look at Mippet with the fiery bear. Do I sound? I'm not aggravated though, Mippet. Like, I'm actually okay with it because I've learned. I actually had to learn that it's more about them than me. And I know I say that all the time, and I've said it since I've been out here on YouTube, that when people do that stuff, it's more about them than you, and you need to just walk away. But it's really hard to take your own advice. Like, you might know something, but then to actually do it is difficult.
What? I never take my own advice, but I can hand advice out like candy. I'm like, I can see everything for you guys. For myself, living in a dream world.
It took someone who cared about me sitting me down and saying, it's never going to change. You're never going to change these people. Why do you care? Then if they don't like you, they don't like you. Like, just forget about it. It's not you, it's them. And you shouldn't care. Like, if you're upset about it now, you're making yourself upset because you know these people are irrelevant.
Do you know, I had a boss get real mad at me one time because I was talking to someone else and I go, you know, a lesson you need to learn is not everyone's going to like you.
Yeah.
And he was, my boss was like, that is rude and offensive. And I was like, well, not everyone's going to like you.
Mm.
And spoiler alert, I did not like him, but I didn't tell him that.
No, and you know, you have to deal and work with a lot of people. You just have to get along. Nobody says you have to like. There's such a thing called like just common respect. And I guess that's the line where I draw it out. If I had to explain the difference in the DMs, the ones that get deleted and the ones I actually, because I encourage people to contact me if there's something they want straightened out or they have a question they want to ask me. I'm approachable, but not if you've got that immediate lack of respect coming into the conversation. Then I know you don't really want to hear what I had to say. You don't really want to have an honest conversation about it. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. You know what I mean? Like, this is just what I think about something or information I'm putting out. And I don't change anybody's mind about anything.
I'm trying to convince you guys that sun on your butthole is good.
We got to get out of here so Mousy can stream.
But the sun's down. I'm free till tomorrow.
You are freaking me out now. Like if it's sunny tomorrow, and I know most of America is closed because it's Easter Monday. Like, is JuJu going to be out there sunning her butt or what? Like, you know, I'm going to be like, I'm going to contact you tomorrow and find out where you are.
Do it.
Yeah. But
like, where are you and where are your pants?
And where are you? You know, I said that, you know what? Pants has been a subject all day today. All day today. Like, where are your pants? Are you wearing your pants? And now Liam needs a nap. Yes, I do believe it. A map. Oh, a map. Oh,
or a mop?
There you go. Oh, I don't know. A map or a mop. I don't know. It says a map. He needs a map because it's going to be sunny and there's going to be starfish. Anyway, here is Mousy's link again. I don't want to make everybody late, and I don't want to make her stream late. So, like, JuJu, as much as I love talking to you, I'm going to hang up now. I'm hanging up on YouTube. I love that everybody was here in the chat, but I'm actually talked out for a few minutes.
We're exhausted, guys. We've been out in the sun all day. No.
That was enough. Nothing. That's something that might matter that probably doesn't. For everybody, there was enough in there.
Think of me next time you drive by an ugly colored car.
Oh God. Yeah. I wonder how many people put sticky notes on that say, really? Did you have to color it gray? Like, I don't know. We shouldn't really care what other people's colors really,
you know, in general I don't, but like for about 5 seconds I'm like, ugh, and then I move on. Like the second it's out of my vision, but I do for a second when the green, the periwinkle blue ones, I'm like, nope. No, thank you.
We don't that. JuJu, let's say good night. Shall we tell them we're coming back next week? You want to come back next Sunday?
I believe I'll be available next Sunday.
As long as you don't burn your ass too much, then you have to stand up the whole time we're talking. That would be uncomfortable, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Or just lay on my stomach.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so we have a plan. We have a plan B. That's good.
I'm only sunning one side this week.
Oh my God. I have to go now because I'm laughing so hard. I got to go to the loo. So I am like gone. Like, I got to go, people.
Right.
Everybody. Happy Sunday vibes for all of you. Hey, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully, I will see some of you tomorrow. If you're into the political review on where all the Trump cases are, I'm doing it tomorrow night. But if not, okay. You can always come in the chat and play with the trolls.
Good night, and thanks for nothing.
Yes, exactly. And thank you, JuJu, for something. Like, this was fun. Yeah. All right. Ciao, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.